In his first public appearance since The Crown announced that its upcoming series will feature Princess Diana's controversial panorama interview with Martin Bashir, Prince William conducted himself as professionally as ever when he presented awards last night. After Netflix released the Series 5 trailer of the fictionalized royal drama, which included a tease of the 1995 interview that William had previously asked media outlets never to air again, the Prince of Wales attended the annual Tusk Conservation Awards, of which he is the patron, in Hampton Court Palace. He called the BBC interview unethical and asserted that it was the catalyst for the circumstances that led to his mother's passing 2 years later. It has now been announced that the interview will only be trimmed to a 4-minute and 23-second section, contrary to what viewers of the broadcast initially believed would happen. An estimated 200 million people saw Diana's candid interview, which became one of the most talked about events of the 20th century. The language and conversation in The Crown, however, have come under fire amid claims that they were inflated for television screens. Diana's friend Ingrid Seward, the editor-in-chief of Majesty magazine, told The Sun, "William will be furious. He said his piece when he said it should never be aired again. This is his mother and her memory they are doing this to. It must be very frustrating as he can't say any more because it will just give Netflix more publicity. They should have listened to him." The interview has no credibility after the investigation. Everyone knows it has no legitimacy now. According to a Netflix spokesman, Season 5 of The Crown will dramatize the events surrounding the panorama interview because of the significant role it played during the time period the show is set in. It will reflect what we now understand about how Diana was treated and how the interview was conducted. The interview is not entirely reconstructed. The future king believes The Crown is using the Bashir interview and the dramatization of it for financial gain, a source told The Telegraph earlier this month. In 2021, a BBC investigation, launched by Diana's brother Earl Charles Spencer, found that Martin commissioned fake bank statements in order to mislead Diana into telling her story. In a joint statement released in May 2021, Prince William and Prince Harry criticized the panorama interview, saying, "I believe the dishonest manner in which the interview was obtained significantly influenced what my mother said. The interview was a major contribution to making my parents' relationship worse and has since hurt countless others." The Crown's forthcoming 5th season is arriving on Netflix at an unusual time. It will be the first season of the popular royal drama to air following the passing of King Charles III and Prince Philip in April 2021 and September 2022, respectively, ushering in a new era for the monarchy. The Crown has always been presented as a drama based on historical events, a spokesman for the show said. Series 5 is a fictional dramatization, imagining what could have happened behind closed doors during a significant decade for the royal family, one that has already been scrutinized and well documented by journalists, biographers, and historians. At last night's event, Prince William looked focused as he attended the event in a display of stoicism, and later greeted guests including opera singer Katherine Jenkins with a beaming smile on his face. Wearing a black tuxedo with a shiny black bow tie and a poppy on his lapel ahead of Remembrance Day on November 11th, he was professional as ever. He gave awards to truly remarkable people working on the front lines of conservation in Africa today during the ceremony and complimented them for their efforts. The father of 3 has continued to engage with Tusk as it honors the efforts of African wildlife rangers and conservationists since helping to start the ceremony in 2013 with his assistance. Alumni of this year's awards from all over Africa gathered in London for the occasion. Edward Ndiritu, the head of anti-poaching at the Lewa Wildlife Conservancy in Kenya, is also a guest of honor. He has maintained a poaching level of almost zero throughout the Lewa landscape for 7 years and counting. Despite living in turbulent times, Prince William emphasized the value of environmental conservation in his speech to the audience at the awards event. He said, "It is all too easy to lose sight of how critical it is that we look after our natural world. But we must remain focused on investing in nature and the environment, protecting it for future generations. We must not pass on the baton to our children and grandchildren, apologizing for our lack of collective action."